This is Kirby Jackson, and we're here at Savage Rapids. This used to be Savage Rapids, the site of Savage Rapids Dam, and this is right on Highway 99, running behind Grants Pass and Rogue River. And it's pretty much right out the county line on Rogue River Highway. And there used to be a dam here, and there's an awful lot of water and material backed up here. There's a good bar down here, a lot of exposed bedrock, a lot of big boulders, a lot of loose stuff. I'm thinking way up there at that bend is probably the best spot. It's kind of one of these things that there's almost too many places to look. I'll let these cars go by here. There's a whole pile of them. Anyway, those cars are gone. Anyway, I came down here for a few hours, figured I'd sample some material. I just brought a pan and some crevicing tools and a little trowel and just kind of went at it a bit. Really didn't find much. Most of what I found was flood gold. It was pounded real flat. It was even really hard to keep in a pan, for that matter. But needless to say, this area is open to the public. I was down here for quite a while. There was another fella here quite a while. He was sluicing down here. He got a little bit of gold out of this area. He didn't dig too deep. There were a couple other fellas down here, and the whole day we didn't have any problems with Jackson County or Josephine County or state police or irrigation department or whoever that's around this area that would normally harass you. So it seems like at the moment it's a pretty safe place to come down to. Some pretty good opportunities down here for a high banker, I think. You know, you can see a lot of boulders scattered down there. There's a hell of a lot of exposed bedrock, lots of nice cracks in it. I popped quite a bit open. I found a little bit of gold, not as much as I would have liked, but I pretty much stayed down here in this portion. I think I'd go further up there. Because when this dam was in, there was a lot of material backed up here, and the water really slowed down, and that dam was here for about 100 years, and I'm sure there's a lot of gold dropped out of here. There's some pretty good gold-bearing creeks upstream here. There's immediately just up here around the bend is Savage Creek. That was a good gold-bearing creek. Evans Creek, Foots Creek, Miller's Gulch, Gulls Creek, Sardine. There's a whole pile of them, and there's bound to be an awful lot of gold in this area. It's just a matter of locating the pay streaks and getting down deep enough. Most of this material was real loose, and it took quite a while just getting through that, so I imagine that it's just a matter of getting down to the hard pack and getting on top of the bedrock to find something decent. But I'll show you a couple scenes from this place, and maybe one time if you get down here to Josephine County or Jackson County, get down here and check it out. Bring your high banker, bring your sluice box, or whatever you have. This is Kirby Jackson, and I'm down here on the Rogue River, right between Grants Pass and Rogue River, Oregon. And this is the site of the old Savage Rapids Dam. They just tore this out not here too long ago, last year. There's a whole bunch of material piled up here, and I'm down here sampling a bit, seeing what kind of material's down here. As you can see, we've got a whole lot of boulders. There's a nice bar here. And I'm seeing a lot of gold, but I'm not retaining much. It's real fine. It's pounded real flat. And then I've kind of come across this spot, and I've chosen this spot because, for one, if you look down in there, you can see some bits of metal crap. It's like some old bed springs that have floated down the river, and they've deposited here. And there's kind of real loose material here on top, so I'm sure that anything that's decent is down pretty deep. And I only brought a pan and some crevicing tools today. But I'm going to see what I can get. And if we look back out here, this is about the area where the dam used to stop the water, and there's a bar developed over there. The Army Corps of Engineers cut some of it away to open up the channel again. But you can kind of see the remnants of the bar sticking out there. And I'm thinking that right through this area, the line of gold as it came down the river should have dropped into here somewhere. So we're just doing some sampling. Hopefully we can find us a public spot for a lot of people to come down to. And there's a lot of good material there across the river. You can see where the old channel, some benches back in there. It's probably pretty good material if you can run them. You can get across there with a boat. And there's an awful lot of material jammed up in here. Chances are a fellow with a high banker, he may do pretty well here, but a lot of the gold's real fine, and it's been hard to keep even in a pan. So I'll keep at it. Okay, so I've dug down a little further into the material here, and I'm starting to get into the stuff I'd like to get into here. See some oxidization on these rocks, some darker material, heavier rocks finally, opposed to this light stuff that's all over the top here. And there seems to be, I can actually see quite a bit of fine gold right mixed in with this sand. But the stuff is so fine, it's very difficult to keep in the pan. It's obviously real flat flour gold. A lot of stuff, it's almost microscopic. So needless to say, if somebody comes down here and digs a bit, unlike a lot of other people who've been coming down here who've just been digging a few inches, you really want to go deep. Obviously that's a little further than we can go with a pan, but there's an awful lot of oxidized material down in there. Probably a pretty good sign. There's an old bed spring here that's washed up. There's another bed over here. Other debris, another bed spring down there. So there's some heavy seem to be washing into this spot. But we'll keep going.